You're watching ABC4 News.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, the holidays are approaching very quickly. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought a different aspect to this year's holiday season. The safety and health of our community should be the main focus as we plan our holiday events, gatherings, and meals. Dr. Travis Mickelson is joining us now to talk about taking the stress out of a stressful time of year amid the pandemic. So, Doctor, let's start off with Thanksgiving. What are some of the tips for families out there?
Well, we are 9 months into this COVID pandemic and the stress is just building. And I know a lot of us are really upset by what we might be missing out on over this Thanksgiving holiday. And I just want to focus in and remind us all that during times of stress, it's very easy for our brains to not really notice the positives. And I hope that we can all find ways during the holidays to still spend time and be socially connected to those we care about and really focus in on those things that are still going well in our lives.
I love that. Such an important thing to talk about. So with Thanksgiving and obviously Christmas is a bit farther off and we don't really know where we'll be standing at that point. So maybe we'll be able to be with each other. But what are some ideas that you have to try to connect with people, whether we're seeing them in person or not?
Well, you know, you mentioned not knowing what's going to happen over Christmas, and you're right, that level of uncertainty is also very stress-provoking. And again, during times of stress, our brains tend to focus on the negative. And so we really need to remind ourselves that as a family, we know how we can cope with this, we know how we can find opportunities and ways to connect and show our love and gratitude for each other. But we need to be careful because, again, stress tricks our brain to focus more on the negatives than the positives. So we really have to actively search out and remind ourselves to identify a few positive things every day.
Now let's talk about a challenge. You just mentioned in the commercial break, a 3 Good Thing Challenge. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, I would be happy to. So the 3 Good Thing Challenge is something that has a program that's been created and studied multiple times in several studies throughout this country. And what it has shown is that if we could take 2 minutes at the end of every day and identify 3 positive things that happened in our day, and the positive emotion that went along with that. 2 minutes per day. If we can do that every day for 2 weeks, it's been shown, studies have shown that it reduces anxiety, depression, improves sleep, improves our connection with people and with humanity, and that benefit can last up to 6 months. So wouldn't it be incredible for us, even though we're dealing with so many stressful things right now, that if we could practice this for 2 weeks and train our brains, so even in the midst of all of this tough stuff going on, we're still very good at noticing those positive things sprinkled in.
I love that. Only 2 minutes, just 3 things. That's an easy request with such a reward. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Let's remind everybody that if they need extra help, it is available. Talk to us about this emotional health relief hotline.
So for those of us who are struggling and getting the support we need through our own work and support from our friends and our families, it's very important for all of us to know that there are resources available. This emotional health relief hotline is open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and someone will pick up that phone line and talk with you about what's been going on and help you identify the right place for you to get the level of support that you need. And the other thing I would just like to remind everybody is that our primary care doctors are in their clinics seeing patients either in person or by video visit. And so that is such a great place to start if you have a concern for yourself or your loved one.
Okay, Doctor, thanks so much for bringing all these things to our attention. And all of us are going to go home, or if we're home right now, and come up with our 3 things we're positive about today, because that'll definitely help us in all of the turmoil we're going through. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. More information online, of course, at abc4.com. And coming up, the race for a coronavirus